Welcome back, Brew Crew. I'm the Brew Captain, a beer enthusiast and expert beer drinker who shows you challenges, how-tos, and reviews. And today, we're going to be reviewing Ayinger's Oktoberfest Marzen. It's October, and for the serious beer drinkers out there, that means Oktoberfest. Now, of course, it's 2020, so nothing's the same, so Oktoberfest has been canceled. Doesn't mean we can't try out some of the great beers that they have to offer. So I snagged this beer at my local liquor store. They have a ton of craft beers. I've talked about them before. It's called Red, White, and Brew. And I did a little bit of research about this brewery, and it seems like a pretty good brewery. In fact, so good of a brewery that it's actually listed in the book that I use when I do a lot of my research and studying about these beers. That book's the Beer Bible. If you're interested in beer, you want to know a little bit more in depth of what I'm talking about, feel free to pick this up. I got a link down in the description below because everything I'm telling you and more is right here in this amazing book. So before I get into the beer, I do want to talk about this brewery called Ayinger. So Ayinger, and I apologize if any Germans out there are mispronouncing it, but Ayinger is a brewery that's actually located in Aying, Germany. It opened up in 1878. It's lasted through 2 different world wars, some changes in ownership and management, and it's really kind of a cool brewery. So when it comes to German or Bavarian breweries, being around since 1878 really isn't that long of a time. We're talking about roughly 140 years or so. 140 years in the beer industry is nothing. But in that 140 years, Ayinger has really made their stamp on the beer world. They have 12 different regular rotation beers, which isn't real common for the older school German beer companies. And they only use local ingredients from Hallertau, Nuremberg, Regensburg, and Bamberg. They actually dug a 577-foot well underneath their brewery to tap in to a natural spring to create and cool their beer. 577 feet is more than a 50-story tall building down into the ground just to get the natural water to make this beer. It's also one of the most modern breweries in the world with advanced energy-conserving green technology. They've created a glass cube inside of the brewery to protect the process of traditional fermentation. But let's go ahead and open it up and start talking about exactly what a Marzen is. So it's kind of interesting when you read the title of this because it says Oktoberfest Marzen. It's an authentic Bavarian festival lager. The thing with it is Marzen is Oktoberfest. So when you read a Marzen beer, it's an Oktoberfest beer. So for us here in the States and English speaking, basically what we're reading is an Oktoberfest. This beer is actually brewed according to the Reinheitsgebot purity law of 1516, which means it only has 4 ingredients: water, malt, yeast, and hops. So once again, a Marzen beer is an amber beer, typically associated with Oktoberfest. So back in 1553, ooh, it's rising up. This is exciting. Back in 1553, they actually had a law to make it illegal to actually brew beer between April 23rd and September 29th. The reason being because of the wild yeast that were very affluent during this time. If you're interested in the wild yeast, go ahead and check out this video up here. I explain exactly what that is. But it was illegal to brew this beer. So they would start brewing these beers in about March and early April and let it cool underground in caves and caverns, things like that, for 4 months, 5 months, in order to, oh God, that is gorgeous. In order to have it ready for basically October. Now, Oktoberfest, the very first Oktoberfest that included feasting and parades and horse racing, was actually a wedding. There was no intention of having this yearly, in the future. Now, the wedding was, it was done in Munich, but the wedding wasn't actually Munichers that were there. It was Ludwig, who was the future king of Bavaria, and Princess Teresa of Sachsen-Hildburghausen. The horse races were so popular, the next year they did the horse races again, and the tradition became. They actually named the site Theresienwiese in honor of the bride that was there previously. And since then, Oktoberfest has been a thing. It's about 2 weeks now. It holds like 7 million people, and it's the world's largest beer festival. So This is gorgeous. Now, back then, Bavaria was it was more of a dark lager, country, and this was actually darker back then. Marzens have lightened up. They used to be more dark. However, now this is definitely an amber color. So gorgeous, gorgeous color. I'm actually gonna put a light up to it. You can just see it. I mean, that you can see the nice little bubbles in there, almost champagne-like. It's got about a finger head on it. I mean, this is just a gorgeous, gorgeous beer. Wow, very aromatic. Oh, wow. I mean, it smells really, I don't say caramel, I say caramel. But it smells really caramely. Oh, man, wow, that's just really... It's also got kind of it does have a yeasty smell to it. If you've ever made bread, it kind of smells like bread, almost like a sourdough bread. But really, really aromatic. Wow. It is slightly bitter when you first taste it, but as it rolls across your tongue, it really mellows and smooths out. This is great. Wow. So once again, this is the Oktoberfest Marzen. It is a Bavarian festival lager. Now on the back, the description of it is, okay, it just says amber colored, rich and full bodied. Most Marzens, they are going to have that caramely, taste to it. Oh, man. It's got that bitterness. It has that sweet tinge, but it's very, very crisp. It really just makes me want to drink more. Which is kind of the purpose of it because, oh God, man. Wow. I mean, it's amazing. This is beer. When you think of what a beer should taste like, this is what it is. All the popular domestics that we have here in America, the Budweisers, the Millers, they all taste like watered down versions of this. Oh man, wow. You can smell the malt. Like I said, it smells like fresh baked bread. Wow, that's amazing. A good example of what the smell would be. There's these things, they're like sweet rolls. You can get them at Walmart. It comes in a pack, I think like 16 or 20 or something like that, and they're cut into squares. I mean, this smells like those taste. Wow. This is really good. I don't want to chug this. I mean, y'all know I got to do it. But this is just an amazing beer. Super popular brewery. Really great traditions. One day, I'll be showing y'all a video of me in Oktoberfest. Unfortunately, this year, 2020. Hey, maybe 2021. But this is really outstanding. And it is interesting because... it's a German company, so it's a 330 mil, which is 11.2 fluid ounces. Not as much. I mean, you'd think with the bottle it'd be a little bit, but it's a little bit thinner. So, definitely recommend this one. Man, I could drink this all day long. I could get up first thing in the morning and drink this right here. Really, really great. You got Ayinger, your Oktoberfest Marzen. Man, don't forget about the beer Bible. I got it right here. So check out the beer Bible, link down in the description below. If you learned something today, you want to check out more beers, make sure you go ahead and take a second right now to hit that subscribe button down below. And don't forget, check out the videos popping up on the screen. Brew Crew, love seeing you. Stay savvy. See you next time.